7. Welcome to your first week at Calderstones. I'm Miss McMullen and I'm Head of Literacy here. Literacy is essentially making sure that you can read and write. And that's not just for those of you who really struggle. Literacy is all about making sure that you have access to reading and writing. And that's really important because reading and writing is going to affect how well you do in every single subject, in every single workplace and in every single part of life. And this connection is so strong that there's even a link between your reading age and how long you live. Now, that's not to say that every word that you learn will give you an extra 5 minutes onto your life, though that would be delightful. But actually, those who live longest in society are those who have the highest reading age. And those, unfortunately, with the shortest lives are also those with the lowest reading age. This isn't some kind of magical power from reading. Now, this link is actually all about opportunity. The better your ability to read, the more likely you are to have opportunities in life. When you've got opportunities in life, then you have more access to money. More access to money gives you a better lifestyle, better healthcare. Now, this is a really, really sad connection. And it's something that in society we want to fix. We want to make sure that nobody born here or anywhere else in the world is disadvantaged simply due to how much money they have. But the only way we can fix it is by improving our own life chances and improving our own ability to read. So today I'm going to talk to you about a strategy for helping your reading, and it's as simple as a ruler. Now, your form tutor should have given you one of these yellow rulers. And from now on, in every single lesson that you're in every single situation while you're in school, whenever you are reading, you are going to be using this ruler. This could be when the teacher is reading to you, it could be when you're reading independently, or it could be during group work. And it doesn't just need to be in English, it will be in any subject at all. There's a few reasons why we do this. And I know it may feel patronising. Straight away, you're going to be thinking, well, they're just doing it to see that I'm paying attention. And yeah, we are. But also, it has real proven links to improving your reading. For example, when your teacher is reading to you in class, you have the book in front of you. Do you actually bother reading along? Because I would say I probably wouldn't, because I'm already hearing it. I'm listening, and that's fantastic. It's great to listen, and you're still taking in the information. But this could be a wasted opportunity to improve your reading, no matter what your level of reading. If you're looking at the words while you're hearing somebody who speaks very fluently saying them, then your brain is going to create a stronger attachment to those words. Therefore, you're getting free literacy training just by glancing your eyes over the page. Wonderful. Of course, there's also the fact that you can track where you're up to. It's very useful and it stops you losing your place. It also stops that awkward moment where you've been daydreaming or reading ahead or reading a bit more slowly, or just not quite looking at the page, and the teacher asks you to read, and then, can't find my page, there's ages, there's fumbling, there's where is it at the top of the page. It's just really awkward. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to be in that situation. Reading ruler to the rescue. And there's one more really, really important aspect. There's a thing called visual stress. Now, we've probably all experienced this to a certain extent. For example, when our eyes are really tired and you try to read, but the lines kind of go everywhere and it's really hard to focus. Everything's a bit blurry. Now, some people get this all the time. This is particularly common for people with dyslexia, but plenty of other people get it too. Something that we should all be trying to combat. Using the magic reading ruler means that we can keep track, focus, and get rid of some of the writing. So it's much easier. Ow, I just hit myself in the face. It's much easier to focus on the words that we're looking at. So from now on, every single time you're reading in lessons, whether it's because the teacher's reading, because somebody else in the class is, or because you are reading, you're going to use your reading ruler. This is your ruler. You can keep it. You can write your name on it, etc. And if you lose it, it's 50p for a new one. They're yellow and black. They're the school colours. They're beautiful. How can you possibly not want this in your life? It's going to save your life. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, but I'm an excellent reader. I don't need no reading ruler. Get away, Miss McMullen. You can't tell me what to do. Thing is, I can, right? Everybody's going to use it because everybody can improve their literacy. The teachers can get more out of a book by following with a ruler. Every single one of us can. And there's always vocab that we come across that can be improved. So again, that kind of passive ability to improve your literacy that you're getting when the teacher's reading out or when somebody else is reading out is valuable to every single one of us.
On the 13th of June, a rather small, thoroughbred Arab horse was brought to Napoleon. He mounted it and rode it at a gallop on one of the branches. On the 13th of June, a rather small, thoroughbred Arab horse was brought to Napoleon to express their love of him by such shouting. On the 13th of June, a rather small, thoroughbred Arab horse was brought to Napoleon. Look how many words there are. It's confusing. Now, though, we can see the reading ruler in action. Let's see how this whole reading experience is much better with a reading ruler.
The reading ruler helps us to focus in on the part of the text that we want to be looking at. The order was to find a ford and to cross the river. The Colonel of Polish Uhlans, a handsome old man, flushed and fumbling in his speech from excitement, asked the aide-de-camp whether he would be permitted to swim the river with his Uhlans, instead of seeking a ford. In evident fear of refusal, like a boy asking for permission to get on a horse, he begged to be allowed to swim across the river before the Emperor's eyes. The aide-de-camp replied that probably the Emperor would not be displeased at this excess of zeal. Now you see, this time, as you were looking at the lines that I was underlining and hearing me speak them, your brain was naturally adding those words into a special word bank and helping to encourage your brain to retain them. Now that's not to say that you're going to know what zeal is next time that you hear it. It means excitement, by the way. But it means that it's helping you to build that vocabulary. It's helping your brain to connect the sound to the visual, whereas if you were just sitting and listening, you wouldn't have that. And today you've even managed to read part of War and Peace, which is a very big book. So well done. On a final note, some of you will be sitting there thinking, but I like to read ahead. I know I always liked to read ahead in school. Now that one is at the discretion of your teacher. As long as you are still using your reading ruler, they may say that you can carry on reading the book ahead. They may not. They may want everybody to be on the same page, literally. So there we go. That's it. Reading rulers. They rule. That was really bad. I shouldn't have. I'm not going to keep that in. That was very, it's very bad. It's very bad. Reading rulers. They rule. Vivi, it's time for your close-up. What do you think of reading rulers, Vivian? They rule. What do reading rulers do?
They rule. They rule.